Hey guys, Sword here, back in with another action figure review, and spoiler alert, today we're going to be taking a look at quite possibly my favorite Marvel Legends figure of the year. If a leak list I saw a couple months ago is wrong about a certain leather-cladded flaming skeleton hellspawn with a motorcycle, that is the Marvel Legends Spider-Man Retro Series Jack-O-Lantern, Mr. Halloweenus himself. This, of course, is brought to us by the fine folks over at Hasbro, and I have had it up to here with Hasbro spending quite a bit of budget on new tooling for who gives a shit characters, okay? And they come out very, very well. Like, I've had it with that. I think that's stupid. Why can't we get the main characters to look as good as these C and D list nobodies that, well, quite frankly, not enough people are clamoring for? This is where my hypocrisy shows its true face, because I am 100% okay with Jack-O-Lantern here being as good as he is, because he is an amazing figure. I love this figure. This is my favorite figure of this wave, despite the fact that everyone's sucking Scarlet Spider's dick. Fuck him. He ain't shit compared to the king of Halloween here, Jack-O-Lantern. So, or Mad Jack, for those of you who prefer the early 2000s version of the character, which I want to say is a different alias, but either way, before I get too far ahead of myself, why don't we cut right to the chase and get into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Jack-O-Lantern has to offer in terms of accessories. Starting off with a pair of fisticuffs. He's got two of them there. That's pretty cool. Always nice to get some extra hands. I will say, I would have liked two of these kind of grip hands. The open grip hand instead of this weird flat. They can slap you across the face via bitch slap hand. It's just not doing it for me. He does come with one singular pumpkin bomb, which, if you can see that little peg on his belt there, this will actually peg into that. I will say, you gotta give it a little twist to make sure it's on there all the way. Once it's on there all the way, it does stay in there pretty good. I wish two of these came off, like maybe the one over here, and he came with two grip hands so you could have him holding two of those, but whatever. One is better than none, I suppose. And then he comes with his flying disc, hover disc, whatever. This thing is pretty cool. It's got pegs on it. I don't know why we never got pegs on the Green Goblin's glider, but we get them on this guy's. Granted, he doesn't have the little clamps that go around his ankles or feet, so it'd be hard to stand him on here otherwise. And on top of that, you get this little piece that unplugs from the bottom, and a port there you can plug one of these bad boys into from the Star Wars Black Series days of old. There you go. And now you can have his hover disc on one of these. Now, personally, I like to wall mount my stuff, so I will probably do that. But, you know, it's a nice option. I think he looks good on this. But I do prefer having the glider in one piece here. And this piece is not very hard to take out. You just saw me do it. But there you go. Kind of looks like a sombrero. Olé! Taking a closer look at Jack-O-Lantern here. He's got a brand new body buck. Head to toe. I don't think any of this is reused, other than maybe the boots. They do look like Captain America boots. The gloves are definitely new because of the little fins on the back there. And the fact that the arms and the legs are pinless. The torso is new. It's got butterfly joints. Not sure they could reuse this for. Definitely not Green Goblin, because he's got the chainmail on the arms and legs, not the torso. Same with the belt. They can't really reuse that for anybody. This little hood piece here, which I think is just meant to be his collar. And truth be told, like Scarlet Spider, who we looked at yesterday, Jack-o'-lantern was actually in the vintage Spider-Man line. Actually, I think Tombstone was too, right? He just looked different. He didn't have the business suit with the pinstripes and whatnot. But as far as articulation goes, he's got a double ball peg in the head, which, truth be told, gets decent range for what it is. I mean, it's a ball, a big-ass ball, so he can look up and down pretty well. He can tilt side to side pretty well. He can rotate pretty well as well. Head sculpt is amazing. I love the flames. The shoulders can go out to the side very, very far. And he doesn't have as wonky of proportions as, say, the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man. His neck to shoulder ratio, while I do think the shoulders are a little small, it's not nearly as big. He doesn't have that freaking giraffe lollipop long neck syndrome that a lot of Marvel Legends have. He doesn't really have that at all, actually, so that's good. I will say the shoulders could be out a little more, a little bigger, but, you know, it's better than what we've seen, I'll say. That said, he does have a butterfly joint that does work a little bit there. It does move forward and back. You can rotate the arm a full 360. He does have a bicep swivel, and truth be told, I did put soap on these, so they worked a little better. They work a lot better, but they were very, very tight out of package, and I just didn't want them to break, because the Jack-o'-lantern here is an amazing figure. I love this figure. I would be so sad if something happened to him. He's got the double jointed elbow there. Not too bad as far as gappage goes. His wrists will swivel and hinge a little loose for some reason on both of these hands. I bet the fists are probably a little tighter, but whatever. Ab crunch, you can click forward once, click back once. You can thankfully crunch forward more than you can crunch backward, but whatever. He's got a waist twist, but be careful. Make sure you got your finger on this pumpkin bomb that's loose. Otherwise, it might pop off the belt. That said, you can always put it in the hand. He's got the kind of Willem Dafoe grip, I'm going to call it, on the pumpkin bomb, because he has a nice tight grip on that thing. It kind of clips into his hand as opposed to just sitting on it, and he holds it very, very well. It will not fall out of there. Hips can kick out not that far. Not great as far as splits go, but whatever. It's fine. Kick forward that far. I think you can kick forward a little more if you move that out of the way. Not really. But you can kick about 90 degrees, so that's a plus. Curious if these are Vulcan legs. I'd be shocked if these are brand new, like all the way. He's got the thigh cut there. He's got double knee. It works pretty well, all things considered. And he's got a calf cut, which I didn't feel the need to heat up and put soap in. I think the calf cuts on this guy are alright. They're tight, but they don't feel super tight. And then he's got a hinge in the foot with a rocker. And that's your lot. Very awesome figure. I like this guy a lot. He's definitely a contender for one of the figures of the year for 2024. Those of you watching this in the future. But yeah, I like this figure a lot, man. He was definitely worth the wait. I'm very happy to have him. Truth be told, I got him a little later than the other two I got from this wave, Tombstone and Scarlet Spider. I don't know why. I guess that's just how the cookie crumbles and where I was in line, but you know, at least I got him, and that's all that matters. I got him, and he's good. There's nothing wrong with it. So, with that being said, I can get him centered here. I think he's mostly centered, but, you know, I'm OCD. Truth be told, I'm OCD and have issues. But, there we go. But with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Jack-o'-lantern alongside the only other figures I picked up from this particular Spider-Man Retro Series wave. We got Scarlet Spider, who I took a look at yesterday check that out if you haven't already. Really appreciate it if you did. As well as Tombstone, the massive Tombstone, because again, as I mentioned in my Scarlet Spider review yesterday, it feels like Marvel Legends are getting bigger, and I remember days where we used to get Build-A-Figures the same size as good old Tombstone here. But rest assured, for those of you who are wondering, yes, I will have a review of him going up later today, so stay tuned for that. Or should I say, stay tuned. Ha ha ha. What am I? The Crypt Keeper? I swear, some people are probably going to comment, you know, you should probably do a show like that. And you're probably right. If I put my mind to it, I probably could do that. But who's got time for that shit, right? Getting these two out of here. Bring in our two regulars. Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith. Which, where's the pumpkin guy in Mythic Legions? I know we got the Headless Horseman, but that's not good enough. He just carries a pumpkin. He doesn't actually use it as his head. I want like a pumpkin man. Like, that'd be cool. That said, there's the infamous 11 Spawn, and if I counted all the Ghost Rider-y, Human Torchy flames on old Jack-o'-lantern's head, he'd probably be taller than good old Al Simmons here, but that's cheating. So, with that being said, it's time now that we move right along and wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and spoiler alert for those of you who haven't been paying attention throughout the entirety of this review, good old Jack-o'-lantern here is by far my favorite figure, not only from this particular Spider-Man Retro Series wave, but also my favorite Marvel Legends figure from the calendar year 2024 thus far. And while I don't do a lot of Marvel Legends reviews these days, we've done a fair bit in the past week of fairly recent, quote-unquote, recent Marvel Legends releases. So stay tuned to more of that in the near to distant future, because we all know how Marvel Legends release. Sometimes they come out earlier than they're supposed to. Sometimes they come out a little later. I got Jack-o'-lantern a little later than some folks. Not quite sure why, but that was just my place in ye old Marvel Legends waiting list, I guess. But I have to tell you, with the lack of MCU this year, Marvel Legends is going to put a hurting on your boy. And I hope you guys, like me, are here for it, because I like comic book Marvel Legends figures when they're good, like Jack-o'-lantern here. So, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.